Hello, hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about everything witchy, craft related, law of attraction, esoteric, and everything else in between. This is on a delay, so I might be repeating this. Just stay with me, y'all. Anyway, I got up, left the room because I forgot to bring in my goddess provision box that I'm about to actually go over. What's that noise? Oh. Let me stop that now. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and jump into my witchy review. I feel unprepared for today. I don't know what's going on. But not really. Like, I don't know. Y'all just stay with me. I'm doing the best I can over here. Trying to get the dang book up. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole watching this girl's video. It's called, I think it's called The Upgrade or Upgrade. And she talks about like upgrading your life and all this sort of stuff, financial, young girl. But I like her because she said something that this has nothing to do with this video, but just know this is where my head is at. She said in one of her videos, like she just wants to be regular. And that's not a bad thing. Sometimes I think, like when it comes to goal setting and things like that. And I was like, it resonated with me because I think sometimes we create goals and it's like we want to best ourselves from the year before and the year before that. And some of us, it's great. And I realized for myself, it puts pressure on me to even create goals that are bigger than what I had before, the year before that, and so forth. And I don't like that sort of pressure. And then I started to beat myself up over something that I'm not even sure I want that goal. If you know what I mean, like, do I want this, or is this what I think I'm supposed to have? I'm supposed to achieve higher. And I'll be honest with you, I thought about it because I was like, here I have this channel, and I realize, even my witchy review is something I've been aware of. It's like, well, I don't want to be just buying a bunch of stuff just to talk about it, and I'm spending my money, and I don't want to do that because I have other goals and things I want to do with my money. Like, I'm really coming on to this mindset of, very anti-capitalism and like, for real, moving to a more affordable area, if that is out of the country, so be it, for retirement, and just like living my life. I want to be someplace warm where I'm walking around half naked all the time, body be what it is, but I just want to be half naked. And I want to just live like what she was saying, just be regular, exist. I don't want to always be hustling and grinding. I launched leaptaken.com. And you know what? The pace that things are going, I am comfortable with that. I know for some people they might be, pushing. Like, I'm not over advertising. I mention on my videos because but I don't want to, I'm not like a marketing machine, and I'm not trying to put a lot of marketing behind it. I want, if you're interested in the services, and I always say that even with the membership here at Leap Taken YouTube. If you're interested, that's awesome. If you want to start and you like it, keep going. If not, that's okay. The first tier is really just supporting the channel, and I appreciate that. The second tier is obviously still supporting the channel, but it's also there's some extras with that. I'm doing a book club, and I know when I started a safe place for witches on a Discord channel, my initial thought was maybe a little bit all of that, but running a book club, doing that in the way I want to do it, let me be clear, because everybody's different. The way I want to approach it, I've actually been in book clubs before throughout the years. I want to I really want us to work through whatever we're working on. I want it to be satisfying for the people who attend. So for me, it's important that I put my all into it and read the book ahead of time and come up with discussion questions and things like that. So I'm not just we're just gabbing about it, and it could be loosey-goosey, but there's some structure to it. That requires work. And I think that my time is valuable. Which is another thing, time. Again, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole. This wasn't even what I was going to talk about, but I just kind of want to get it out there because maybe it inspires you. Time is valuable. Money, yes, but time can equal money. My time is valuable, and like me realizing that and understanding that, and holding in regards to myself, like in high regards to myself, like, yeah, the times that I invest in, watching TikTok videos, or, binging on TV shows on Netflix or whatever, that's still my time. Like, I need to value my time as well. And it's taking away from other things. So, like I've mentioned before, this week, I haven't worked out. All the stuff on my hand, forgive me, I did some makeup. Wiped it, I forgot to get it off. So I'm not bruised, it's just makeup. Anyway, investing in working out and making it a thing, making it a priority. It's become a priority. It hurts like a mofo. Like, I really don't like contorting and moving my body in a way that is not fun. But after a while, it hurts good, if you know what I mean. So, and I feel good knowing that I'm going to have all these changes and all that sort of stuff. Tesha Clayton says, I really, hi, first off, really love your content. Thank you. And see, that's what I like. Like, I love this. I look forward to these witchy reviews, really the lives, because then I can talk to people, whoever comes on. I'm always grateful, and I'm happy because this is how I like to spend my time on a Saturday. It's not like, I gotta, make room for this, I gotta do that. Like, when I decided to do Saturdays, I knew, one, I would be well rested. I knew I would be in the mood, and I would be ready to go and talk about my things and spend my time doing this. I enjoy doing this. Like, I have to look at the clock sometimes. Sometimes I'm talking and we're going back and forth, and I have to remember to slow down. Like, you got other stuff to do today, like, chill. But anyway, as I was saying, I just really realized that my time is valuable. And part of like anti-capitalism and all that is kind of reprioritizing self, what you do with your life, just existing. Like, I just want to exist. Like, last night as I laid in my bed, because it's been a week. More about that in another video, but it's been a week. And physically by Friday, I was just like, just lay down somewhere. Just go lay down. Not lay down. You need to go lay down. That's what I said to myself. So Friday night, I just went and laid down, and it worked. No alcohol all this week to help with some of the issues that I had been having, or at least I thought it was, but I don't think it really helped. So I don't know if I'll be continuing that journey. But anyway, I did all that, and I was like, you know what? As I laid there in my very comfortable bed, which I've invested in greatly to be comfortable, and my space, which makes me feel recharged and happy. And I was just like, this is time well spent. This is good. This is what you want. Like, to others, this might be boring, or, they might not see any value in it. But for me, it was like, I know I put my time in on various different things all week, and I get to just lay here and just like bask. I had a good food to eat. I was reading some things on my Kindle. Like, I was really chilling, like just basking, laid across the bed, just like chilling with my TV tray and all that stuff. And I just had this epiphany, this moment of just feeling incredibly grateful, and I was just feeling like a queen basking in my, on my throne in my bed. I don't know. It was just a good moment, but that was a great use of time. And that just, I don't know, I just felt even more, where there was a time not too long ago where I was kind of feeling like, you're not doing enough. You shouldn't just be laying here. You should get up. You should be putting some pages down in that book. And then you still want to write the cottage witchery book, because I do. You still want to do that, and you need to plot and plan that out, and you're not doing that. And then you could be doing a month's worth of content and planning that out. Like, I really think like this on YouTube. And then you got this fancy new iPad that you said will change your entire life. You could have that in here. You got all the programs. Just put it here in the bed. You could be doing this. And I'm like... all this noise, my own voice in my head, going back and forth of all the things I could be doing. And it was like, I remember, recently, I was like really kind of getting stressed about this sort of stuff. Like, I'm not doing enough. And I've made an effort as of late to kind of check myself on that and say, oh, whoa, let's slow down. Let's come back. You're doing too much. All in your mind. And you're not even doing anything because you're making yourself crazy in your head. That's not time well spent. So last night was kind of revolutionary for me, and where my thoughts have been recently. to just relax and to just be. So when I saw this video, I think it's called Upgrade. When I saw these videos, and I'm just listening to this young woman, because I think she's like only in like her early 20s or mid 20s, and she's talking about the things that I'm kind of thinking about. I was just like, wow, like, okay, you know, the universe will put things in, I don't know. I feel like if you're aligned, it put things in your path. I needed to hear that. I needed to watch her videos, and I just binged a bunch of them. But anyway, hi, that was my introduction. That's where I'm at right now. Let me go ahead and remove this user right now. Anyway, so let's get into the Witchy review. So first up, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about this Goddess Provision box, but this book, Entering Hecate'S Garden. I don't know if y'all are, get this thing off. I don't know if everyone here is familiar with who Hekate is. Heads up, I may not be pronouncing that in a way that you're used to. I heard people say Hekate and things like that. That sounds like picante sauce. It sounds weird in my head, so I say Hekate. I've heard people say it that way. Say it how you will. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But the book is, I've read this author's first book, Keeping Her Keys, which is life-changing. Is beneficial in changing my life as of late as well. When I mean as of late, like in the last year. But this one, The Magic, Medicine, and Mystery of Plant, Spirit, Witchcraft. I am not going to break... Hello, Books and Potions. Oh, I like that name. I'm not going to break the whole thing down because I'm actively reading it. And in another group, we're actually going to be reading this. So what I'm going to just tell you, I'm just going to give you just some overview about this. But yeah, this book, I'm looking forward to really digging in. But let's get to the Goddess Provision box. So this came, and you always, I'm jumping ahead. You get the card that tells you everything that's in the box, first and foremost. Rest to refresh the soul. So that's the theme. I have yet to actually download, maybe once. They give you like a digital thing to download in this Goddess Provision box. I don't know why. I never remember to go do it. Looking to connect with the moon and learn more about how the cosmos influence your energy. Our Moon Wisdom Club will empower you. Oh, that's something different. But there's something on here I think I can get. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Scan this for a free month and to download the Sage app. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I thought it was something that you get. I know there's a scan code. I don't know. But let's get to it. It's a digital detox box this month. That's the theme. So they have these magical memos, which I look forward to actually sending out. So they're cards. There's envelopes. Look at the envelopes. Aren't these cute? So the cards are adorable. So you can send like these greeting cards, so they're empty, so you can write what you want in it. I already know some people I'm going to send these to. I'm looking forward to using these. Okay. But no, I really dig these colors, so let's look. And I can see your future. I like that. And then in the inside it says, my darling, whatever you focus on will become your reality. I love that. I like that for a birthday. And then there's this pretty one too. But I know there are some birthdays coming up. I know my daughter's birthday is coming up. My sister's birthday is coming up. So my BFF. And I got a couple people's birthdays coming up. Anyway, so I have some cute cards. That's something I might actually reorder. Then they gave us this cute little journal, retreat journal, which I think is adorable. And I might carry this like in my purse or something. I don't know. Rest and reset, or maybe bedside. I got a lot of notebooks. Y'all know that. And it starts off, my retreat journal belongs to, if found, please contact, and retreat info, date, location. So maybe I can use this if I am going to do a digital detox, a step-by-step approach for a self-guided retreat experience. Well, that's nice. Creating space for a retreat is one of the most important gifts you can give yourself. And there's actually, they have an introduction, a guide, a journal. I thought this was a blank notebook. I honestly saved this until I started up today. I mean, I opened it up, but I just kind of glanced at everything. I didn't really look. But this is really nice. It's got pages of retreat benefits and the guide, what to do, your intentions, what to write down. My retreat investment. I would like to set a budget of, and it give you a blank space to write how much you want to set a budget for my entire retreat. So like if you're going somewhere, oh, this is cute. Then there's the budget and actual. So like accommodations, food, pet care. Oh, this is nice. My pre-retreat checklist. Oh, so this is for real, a real retreat. Oh, I love this. But imagine if you're doing like not everybody can go someplace. But what if you're doing like, a lot of people do like online retreats where technically you're not away, but you kind of put yourself in a mind frame that at least during that time you're working with that group, you're away, you're on this retreat. And like, I know a lot of like online writing retreats or like, spiritual self-care. It might be over a block of time, maybe just for the weekend. So you get on and people kind of rise to the occasion with their backgrounds. They dress a certain way. They have little, if it's an island thing, you might have like a mocktail or something like that. Anyway, this is adorable, this book. My fear check-in. Look at this. That's good. It says, my fears, doubts, apprehensions, or worries. You write that down. Where do these fears come from? So we get a little shadow work. Are you ready to release these fears? Oh, I like this a lot. Well, this is good. I did not look at all this before. My letter to myself, a letter to myself to begin my retreat, my further reflections. Like it just goes on. And then my reflections since the retreat and like what you're doing. Oh, this is so awesome. My life needs less. My learning, loving, and letting go. My no regrets moments. My start, stop, stick. This is a nice book. It's small and cute, but I think this is one of the best guided journals I've seen in a long time. Those types of questions obviously is very specifically themed, but I think this is a good idea. I like this a lot, actually. A lot. So the next thing on the list is some Goodie-O wild blueberry chocolate. Now, to anybody else, this is just cute. To me, this is everything. I did open it up because I wanted to see what it looked like. But wild blueberry chocolate. I haven't tasted it yet because I just haven't. So I didn't open it. But it comes in here. But I love me some good chocolate. Stone ground in Finland. Organic vegan chocolate. I don't do milk chocolate because milk chocolate is not my friend because of the milk. Unique combination of chocolate and wild blueberries gathered from the Finnish wilderness. Okay. So we got some chocolate. Part of my paleo 80-20 lifestyle is that I eat a lot of dark chocolate. Not a lot, but I eat dark chocolate when I want something sweet. This has been a journey, y'all, because I always want something sweet. Sometimes instead of the dark chocolate, I'll reward myself, or I'll do a combo like a dark red wine, like a Pinot Noir, sometimes a Cabernet Sauvignon. Not as much. I've been cutting back on that because I would like to see the results of the working out. So you got to make, cut somewhere. So when I have my wine, like a really decadent dessert, sometimes for me, is dark, very dark chocolate, and then some red wine with those wines I just mentioned. Oh my god, it's so good because it's like it's sweet, it's bitter, it's savory, it's all those things, and it's hitting the right notes. And I need something salty, like the chocolate, dark chocolate has to have a salty component. You can't tell me nothing at this point. Then they got us sent a stone as well. Isn't this pretty? This is a red tiger's eye. Connect to your root chakra and welcome balance into your life with this calming and centering stone. Well, we can take that. I like that. All right, so the next thing is this Chicky Botanica Forest Bath Evergreen Mist. All right, so this says, escape to the forest with this refreshing mist containing organic essential oils of a coniferous forest, cinnamon and orange. Okay, so do you put it on, find yourself surrounded by invigorating evergreen trees. I thought it said elven. Enliven your home, body, and mind. Invoke the spirit of the forest wherever you are. Can be used as an invigorating body mist or refreshing room spray. Shake well before use. I didn't spray it. I didn't, so we'll see. I wish I had smell-o-vision. They said one day that would be invented when I was a little girl. Well, I bet I'll put it here. Oh, I do smell. It smells like evergreen. It smells like what you think it smells like, evergreen. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. It's fresh though. It's a fresh smell. A wax seal kit. I have been wanting one of these for a very long time. But look at that. It's kind of almost looks like my logo. Maybe you can see it's like an eye. I'm trying to keep it so you can see it. Maybe, hopefully y'all see this. But it kind of looks like my logo for Leap Taken. So that's cool. And it comes with these wax stick I guess wax seals. So these are, this is wax. Look at this. Look at the little inscriptions on here. It's just on that one side. So this is the wax melts. And it says wax and silk set. A set of golden purple wax candles with lunar insight stamped to seal your letters. To use, light the candle and drip wax over the envelope, which you can use those envelopes, they said. Wait 5 to 6 seconds and place stamp onto wax for at least 6 seconds. Remove gently. First of all, why is this really exciting? Not just for these, but let's take this up a notch. I was saying I could send these to people, but what if I sent it to myself? What if it was something I wrote to myself? Like, this is one of my favorites out of here, this one. So here's especially maybe like you can do a version of this. I'm just thinking now myself, I would maybe want to do this tomorrow. Monday, Valentine's Day. Anyway, I was thinking like a self-love thing. So I can write something very beautiful to myself in the card. It would be a letter to myself. Maybe if you work with specific goddess, a goddess or goddess energy around this time, I'm thinking your Oshuns and things like that. Goddesses that have to do with beauty and all that sort of stuff as well. And, maybe petition them as well to help you see beauty in yourself, see the beauty around you. I'm just thinking of like a self-care ritual that you can do. And then I'm just thinking I could use the wax melt, seal this, and, maybe keep this in my grimoire and open it next year and see, and kind of reflect on where I've been. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that. That's kind of sweet though. I like the idea of that. That might be something on my to-do on Monday. Or really Sunday, because I would do it on Sunday because I would have more time to really dedicate to it and be energetically more aligned. I'm doing a whole thing tomorrow, like a Galentine's Day thing tomorrow, or self-care pampering. So I'm already in that mindset. And this little box is perfect for that actually, because the chocolate for sure. So it's like we're going to be doing like cute witchy self-care stuff. So this is really sweet to have all these things. I think, yeah, that was it. So this is a really nice set. So I've been back and forth on whether I would honestly keep the Goddess Provision box coming if I would stay with the subscription. I love the service. Let me be very clear. I love the little cute box that they send us. This is how they send it. I think I haven't really been disappointed with anything I've received. Everything is high quality. For the most part, like $33 a month, guys. And I'm getting, to me, like this here, if I order this someplace, is going to be probably a good amount of money. And then combine, I buy a lot of stuff online. Trust me, I know. The cards, the journal, and then even the chocolate. I get a lot of my good chocolate that I like from Whole Foods. And that's like $7 for something like this. So needless to say, let alone, a fragrance, right? I don't know. I don't feel like I'm using it fast enough. And I'm getting in this mindset right now where I kind of don't want to be unnecessarily wasteful. And I also want to be smart about where I'm putting my resources, aka my money. So I don't know. I haven't canceled it, so I'll see. I think I'll ride out the first quarter, and I'll make a decision. Everything's in quarters now in the way I plan, but I'll see the first quarter, so that includes March, and I'll just see how I feel about going forward. Maybe I'll get a different box and see if that does it for me. I love the items. I love all the items. Let me be very clear. But I don't feel like I'm using them. I feel like I'm getting this and this is great, but I'm not doing enough with it. And they've sent things like that, and I'm like, it's just sitting on my altar. That's my messy but working altar over there. It's just sitting over there. So I don't know, and I don't think that's good energy, especially on a working altar. It's nice as witches to collect things, and sometimes we collect things and we don't know what to do with it right at the time. And then there's a project or there's a spell or something that comes up, and you get to use those items. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just hoarding now, and I don't like the way that makes me feel. And I feel like I now have to create shelf, because I'm thinking about getting some shelving over there where I have those little cute little hanging lights at to store things. And I'm like, wait, I already got this drawer, which should be plenty. So it's just me, I'm not like, what am I doing here? So I don't know. I think I'm going to de-stash or go through my witchy stash and really just start lining things up and see, okay, what are you doing here, Mika? What's going on before maybe the next box comes? A little spring cleaning. All right, so let's talk about the book. The book. And this is, like I said, a little secondary because I'm not done. Like, I'm still got to get into it. But the book, Entering Hecate'S Garden, The Magic, Medicine, and Mystery of Plant Spirit Witchcraft. If you didn't know, I'm a cottage witch. So this is up my alley. It is working with Hekate. Let me just give you a little personal account of where I'm coming from with this. So if you've watched this channel, I've talked about before, I had not been working specifically with any deities. I didn't. Not because I didn't believe, it just didn't. Whatever was supposed to happen, I felt like didn't happen. Like I didn't, for years, most of my witchcraft practice, it was forced in the beginning, I felt like, and then I don't know, just it wasn't happening for me. So I just didn't focus on it. I didn't focus on it at all. I don't know. Then the more I kind of accepted that I was an eclectic witch, it just wasn't an issue. Tasha Clayton says, I hoard with my essential oils and tarot cards. Well, we're not talking about tarot cards and oracle cards because that's another conversation. I'm not even opening that up for discussion. We will not bring that up because that's growing, and I have every intention on getting more, and I know that. Same with essential oils. So I don't know. I feel like that's allowed, but we're not even going to discuss it, right? Because it's allowed. Just like books. So listen, if I bought a bookshelf, and at first it was like halfway not filled up because it's like really a tall one. So it's pretty much filled now. So I really need to purchase things on my Kindle because it's getting a little thick out there. But anyway, with that being said, Hekate, I felt like there were people put in my path who exposed me to her, or helped me open my eyes to her and introduce me to this particular goddess, but in a way where maybe I hadn't been approaching it before. I don't know, the stars aligned, everything just worked out. And next thing I know, she came to me in a dream. Like she came to me in a dream. And the thing, if you work with Hekate, this specific goddess, she can come to you in different forms. So she came to me as someone I knew, but not quite. The personality was not the personality. It was the face of a woman in my life that I really trust and adore, but she also didn't have the personality. There was a little something even different about the look and the way she was just moving and talking and all that. She didn't really talk. The way she was moving and expressing herself. That's how I knew, oh, that's her. I just did a ritual the night before or that night. And then that same night I had this dream, and I did this ritual to open up communication with this goddess, Hekate. So I am now, okay, I don't want to say I'm now, because there was always goddess work that I did. Not always, but I want to say the last few years that I started working with, like, Oshun. Now, pause. I am not initiated at all. However, she came to me, and we're good, and we work together. When I lived in Florida, Yamaye, I worked with her as well. She called to me. Like throughout the years, she called to me. I don't have the same type of relationship that I think initiated people have. That is not, because I'm not, so I don't even really understand how they work with her, but that's not how I work with either of these goddesses or rishas or whatever. Anyway, they're goddesses to me. Even when last year I had gotten a reading done, and I thought it was going to be a tarot reading when I signed up. Actually, I wasn't even really sure. I didn't even think about what the medium would be for the reading. But it was actually, she used, it was an Ifa reading, actually. She was an initiate, the woman who was doing it. She was in all white. She had her head covered. Anyway, long story short, she let me know without any word. I don't know this woman. She didn't know anything about me, that Oshun walks with me. She's like, I know you're not, because she's like, I know you're not like how I am, but she does walk with you. And to me, that was like confirmation of what I knew. I've had like serious experiences with Oshun. I don't talk about it a lot here because I don't think she wants me to. Two, it invites a level of conversation I'm not really ready to deal with, because I think I get a little too defensive still about this sort of stuff. I don't like gatekeeping, especially, well, to be very clear, I don't like gatekeeping by other black people to other black people. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Anyway, back to this. So this goddess I actively work with. I actually have an altar set up. You can see a little bit of that painting. I did that painting myself, and it is to her. And I have an altar set up with her. And I feel like she has worked with me, protected me in situations, came to me, and, especially things where she helps me get in touch with, I guess, what I'm seeing now, the dark feminine. That part of myself where, the warrior part of myself, the part that is like, you know what? And being an Aries as a sun sign, this works for me. And Scorpio rising, she really helps me work all that out. And it's not all just get over it, love and light, and it's not about getting revenge and all that sort of stuff. But she helps me sort of come to a meeting of the minds and spirit on when I really do feel wronged, and when people are doing things that are not okay, and they're intentionally doing things that are not okay to me, and kind of help me, mind, body, spirit, help me figure what my next move is. And she's been there for the last year for that. So I've gone through a lot of changes in my personal life, and she has helped me navigate that. And in a way where it's subtle, I don't feel like I'm being pushed. I don't feel like it's so out there, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around. It's subtle, but she's there. Anyway, so reading Keeping Her Keys really helped me. Do you recommend that lady for a Ifa reading? I would. She's in Phoenix. But she's in Phoenix. I would, if I'll come back and I'll get the name of her store. It's in Phoenix. If you're in Arizona, I would recommend her. By the way, I want to make a trip to go back out there. Speaking of buying things and spending money and using your time, but I wanted to support her store. I like what they're doing there. It's a beautiful little, cute little shop. And then they do the readings upstairs. And she was telling me how they're going to expand in the shop to do like healing type things. She had like singing bowls in there, and we sat on the floor and we did the reading, and I know it felt airy, and the window was open because it was a good time in Arizona to go. I think it was about this time of year, and it felt right. It felt good. So yes, the energy in the place was good. Her energy was positive. It was something about her I immediately liked. Yeah, so there's that. So I would recommend. But yeah, so the book. So one of the things, let me get into the table of contents here. So the way they break it up, these are Latin names or Latin words, but I'm just going to give the English because I don't feel like butchering words today. So Medea's truth is the prologue, the call, the source, the foundation, the system, the process, the fire, the knowledge, the spells. These are chapter titles. The prophecy, the sacred, the wisdom, the mystery. I want to jump in and get into the system. For where there is chaos, there is order. This is the system of the witch, right? May my passion guide me deeper, with a will strong and true, daring greatly, but with restraint. Growing in knowledge and trusting in myself, I call to the elements, worlds, and planets, providing the structure, and to the plants who render it into life. That's beautiful. Anyway, she says here, ratio is the organizing system for understanding how the energetic currents, archetypes, and spirits exist and function within botanicals. So this is great for those of us who have a call to healing as witches, herbal, those who have a budding interest in herbalism, or for those of us who are just like crazy plant ladies with a lot of plants. I'm working on that. Who want to get into gardening, or for those of us who have always had, been into that sort of stuff. I think this is good, if you're open to Hekate and all that sort of stuff, to maybe reading this book, because it'll kind of give you a little bit more behind it, that spiritual piece that maybe you wanted to add more into being, the plant lady or the herbalist and so forth. I noticed that you see a lot of herbal, which I think is good to understand the basic and foundations of herbalism. It's good to study that. And I know there's a lot of courses out there. However, being who I am, being a witch, I'm going to want to attach the spiritual piece to that. So I'm okay with learning the basics, but I'm also looking for something like this to tie it all in, plant witchery. Reclaiming the pharmakia, like pharmacy, I don't know, of Hecate'S garden offers a new way of understanding the spirits of the green world, which I'm interested in. Hekate rules over the three worlds of sea, land, and sky. These realms represent the three dominant forces of all creation: emotions, actions, and thoughts. Right up my alley. Anyway, but interpreting botanicals through these archetypal currents permits a deeper connection. Is it archetypal or archetypal? Archetypal. Where's my daughter when I need her? She's like perfect for this. She's like so smart. We have a thing in our family. We all read like a lot. We being me and my daughter. My son, I don't know his life. Anyway, but my daughter reads a lot. So we see words. We can spell words. We understand meanings of words that maybe aren't used every day. But when you ask us to say those words out loud, that's where we're in trouble. Anyway, archetypal currents permits a deeper connection to them as they mirror our own selves. Our intuition, our connection to the wisdom of our spirit guides is as vital to the practice of pharmakia as structured taxonomies. Now, these are a lot of words you're going to have to get through a process if you're like, taxonomy. Whatever. Anyway, but it goes on. Now, I think we all know about vibrations of plants, herbs, and things like that, especially if you're a witch, right? That's why we want to use them. I know I think about that. For instance, when I use essential oils, I don't do a lot of blessings and things like that ahead of time, because I feel like the essential oils have their own vibration automatically. You can do a cleanse to to make sure that, the person who packaged it and the person who delivered it, that their energy is not there and removed. But the essential oils themselves, the herbs, the plants themselves have their own frequency, their own vibration. They're living beings. That extract, essential oils, for me, still has its own vibration. So I don't have to go into this whole thing of I've got to, cleanse and do all that. They're, to me, in my mind, they're ready to go because they're organic properties. Crystals, let me tell you about how I feel. I mean, not quite the same thing, but crystals, similar. Cleansing, yes, a smoke cleanse. I know some people who really think there's a lot more work involved with cleansing crystals, and I just, over the years, it's not laziness. I don't think it's necessary. I think these crystals, again, have their own, everything has vibration, but the crystals have vibrations, and I think, you can do enough with the smoke cleanse. Some of us, and I've done this before, I feel that something, okay, let me show you, like doing something like this, building energy. I always start from the center here, and I just, in my mind, I just close my eyes and I'm just thinking, I am the vessel, I am magic. I can manipulate energy. And then when you put up the crystal in my hand like this, I have the crystal in my hand, put it in my hand, I am sending all of that energy into this crystal. And this is also me cleansing it. So anything that you could say anything that is not of this crystal, not naturally of this crystal, I release that. And you can open your hand and there you go. Anyway, that's one of the things you could do. I know people kind of make crystal cleansings and all that. Oh, what about the new moon, the full moon, and all that? Yes, I participate in those things too. I do those certain crystals, especially if I want to do like a lot. But like something new like this, oh, it's still warm from my hands too. Something like that, yeah, I just do that. I feel like it cleanses and activates the crystals. But to each their own. I know some people might not get with that. They feel like you got to do all this other stuff, but to each their own. So I was trying to find something in here because this book, like I said, I'm going to dig deep into this book with a group of people. So I like to have authentic reactions. I only want to go so deep into it, but I was looking for something specifically where they mentioned Hekate in here, but I'm struggling to find that during my flip through. I guess once I get further into it, I'll get to that part. But anyway, yeah, this is something where if you're interested in kind of really digging into plant magic, herbalism a little bit, and she's even giving like how to make certain things. So there's some recipes in here as well, which is always a good thing, right? What is this? Holy moly. It's curious that historians have tried to determine exactly what moly was to Circe and Medea. Oh, yeah, okay. And other ancient pharmaca. The problem is that they're looking for one plant. Moly is not a species. M-O-L-Y, by the way. It's not a species. Rather, it describes the closest plant ally to a witch. Mugwort is my moly, she says. Now, I've been using mugwort a lot. Fun fact, mugwort is also associated with Hekate. So, when I did that ritual, and before I had that dream with Hekate and she came to me, like officially came to me, I had been burning mugwort. Now, if, mugwort is one of those herbs, some people smoke it and they said they do have some sort of, I don't want to say a high, but I guess for lack of better words, they have an experience with it. I can't smoke anything because respiratory issues, but just burning it as an incense is enough for me. And I did burn it. So that that might have aided as well. But anyway, so she gives instructions on how to make this concoction as well. Ointments, creams, balms. She talks about that, which you would expect with a book that's talking about like garden magic and plants and herbs and things like that. So yeah, she goes into all that sort of stuff. So, making an incense, that's in a fire section, which I have created an incense for her, which I'm very pleased about having as well. Black smoke jar of secrets. Listen to this. This jar can be used to contain things best hidden by capturing smoke, either from a black flame or a suitable incense that protects and binds the contents. Mugwort and skullcap, for example, write what you wish to hide on black paper, right? and insert it into the black jar along with a candle or incense. Light the candle or incense and let the jar fill with smoke. Quickly cap, then seal with black fabric and wax. This is suitable for things you may wish to release at some point rather than banish. Is that not a great idea? I might do a video showing something like that. That's fun. Let me bookmark that page. That would be a great thing. Prime example, relationships, marriages. The marriage, you're breaking up, you want to be done. However, you don't want to destroy it. Let's say it's the father of your kids. You don't want to ruin it. I mean, depending on what happened. Let's talk about people who you're not trying to, you don't want them to end because the marriage or relationship is ending. It's important that they do well because maybe they're still child support, they're supporting their kids. But they've wronged you. So you just want the part where the relationship with you and them, maybe you want to cap that up, bind that, but you still need them to do what they're supposed to do for the kids. This is the black smoke jar of secrets. Like, to me, I think that's a great way of using it. Think about it. The job you're working at, the relationship with your job, you don't want to necessarily leave the company because you're on this path. But at the same time, where you're at right now, and it's not good, and maybe there's certain people in your way. So you don't want to, throw the baby out with bathwater. So just maybe those people, that management, bind them and their actions, but not the whole company, right? I love this, actually. I love this a lot. I like this with the smoke and a black jar. So if you don't have a black jar, you go to Dollar Store and get Dollar Tree and get black paint, and you can paint it. They even have the brushes, so you can get a used jar. You can paint it black, and you can get black fabric. They have felt and stuff there, so I mean that's not hard to do. None of this stuff is like crazy expensive to do. Use the herbs of your choice, but yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. I like that a lot. So now I'm in the knowledge section. I'm just skimming through, kind of giving you an idea. There's a lot to this book, guys. So it's a lot, but I like to, give you something, a little flavor so you know what you're getting into. Banishing Anxiety Talisman. So this is in the knowledge chapter. This talisman can be worn around the neck to reduce anxiety. I think a lot of us can use that, and is especially useful for stopping panic attacks. 3 aconite seeds, small key, a small glass vial with topper with a hole you can run a cord through, and a purple cord. So that's the whole thing. Emergency spell for paralyzing an enemy. So you're gonna create this aconite tincture, image or written name of an enemy. Black fabric, you get a lot of black stuff. Black cord, rock. Yes, just a plain old rock big enough to cover the pancake you'll be making. So anyway, it's a whole thing. But yeah, these are really, I'm digging this. Again, I told you, the Aries in me, in Scorpio, this Aries sun sign, and did I lose this? Guys, I don't know if I lost it. It just went away on my screen, YouTube. So hopefully y'all here. Can somebody say something so I know y'all hearing this? Please. I'm going to assume everything looks to still be going. I think I'm okay. So I'll just keep going. Anyway, yeah, the Aries sun and the Scorpio rising for me can get with this. This is helpful to somebody like me. This makes sense to me. Anyway, yeah, let me see. So there's that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, this basil. Yeah. Basil, oh, good. You say you are still here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Princess Diaries. Basil, listen to this. I bring this up because I have this thing with basil. I have a lot growing. Let me tell you, my garden, everything was dead, all dead, but the basil was growing. Basil is traditionally associated with death, burial, and initiation. In the ancient Mediterranean region, basil was known as an herb of mourning and was likely used in embalming. To the ancient Greeks, basil was known as Basilicon Phuton, the king of herbs. It may have been used in death rites. So that's interesting that everything died with the basil last. Anyway, but there's obviously different varieties of basil, blah, blah, blah. They go into like the properties and correspondence. So this is the stuff you would expect from this book. They're going to give a breakdown, classification, Latin name, all that sort of stuff. Magical properties, banishing, confidence, courage, initiation, power, rebirth, release. These themes would be very necessary to me. And the fact that it didn't fall absent on me that one herb lasted with all the changes that I've been through in 2020, that started in 2021, that came to an end by 2021. And here I sit better for it. And I went out last live I did last Saturday. I actually pruned that plant and made sure I hadn't even watered it. Like, it was just thriving in this dry landscape that had gotten cold. And it was like thriving, flowering. It was crazy. But I pruned it and I watered it, and I've been making sure to keep tabs on it throughout the week. And by the way, I didn't even realize this. I'm just looking down. The zodiac for basil, I swear I did not know this. Aries, Scorpio. Crazy. Animal, ram, which makes sense. This is like, I think, find your herb. Find your herb as a witch. Find your herb. I think that's the thing that you walk away with. We know a lot of things about astrology and all that. Find your herb. And for me, I know it's basil. It's not about, I like basil in my food, and no, I mean, yeah, I do, but to me, it's the physical example of how it thrived. And it was messy. It wasn't like nice looking out there. It thrived in conditions I didn't think it would thrive in. It had not been watered for months. But it thrived. And it's dry and it was cold. Yet it thrived here. And it didn't look awesome, by the way. I had to clean it up. But I could still use it. It's still, something I can, use. And there's basil still growing on it. The leaves are still good, basically. So, banishing, confidence, courage, initiation, power, rebirth, release. Those things actually mean something to me. So, wow, let me bookmark that because I want to come back to that. But then they give a breakdown. Dang, I love this. Formulations. Basil can be used in the full spectrum of formulary. And it just goes into that. Pharmakeia. Basil is a fiery pharmakoi. These words. It burns away and does with alacrity. Keep that in mind when working with it. I see I'm going to have to get my thesaurus out. Anyway, basil is associated with death and destruction. We already talked about that. Then they have a section, double B banisher. This is one of my favorite spells. Ooh, what's this? She says, I make extra of the enchanted paper and store it in unwrapped black fabric. So what are we doing here? Blackberry. I'm trying to understand what the spell is. Blackberry. On its own, use the spell to banish during the waning moon. Add to a spell of attraction, for example, growth and prosperity. Okay. To remove obstacles during the full moon. Potent colors for the spell are black and deep purple. Okay, I like this. This looks good. And it requires blackberries. You know what? I'm thinking, what if you couldn't I got to see what the end result is and read this closely, but they asked for half a pint of blackberries. So I couldn't get blackberries. What if I had blackberry jam? See, I'm in white vinegar, because I'm one of those people. I'm going to try to figure out. Not everybody has access to blackberries for whatever reason. I don't know. But what if I can get some? But I know they sell blackberry jam. I've seen that. What if I could use that instead? Is the sugar going to throw it off? I don't know. This mixture is safe to consume, so you can use it for dressing for a salad. Oh, basil and blackberries? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And then Bay Laurel. So now this is, okay, so I'm in a section where they're basically breaking down like individual plant properties, how to use them, spells, which actually is a really nice thing to have. That's good information to have. I'm going to go skip over to this section to the wisdom. I crave the depths, the darkness, the unknown, the deepest places inside of me that are infinite and pure. I long for the heights, the fire, the mysteries, the ascent into countless possibilities. I actually do. I stand at the crossroads, the threshold, the in-between, and I am stillness. That's just how it starts off. And they go into this whole thing. I'm just looking, Chronos and Kairos meditation. This is some really good information. I love a good witchy book that makes me think. I really do. Fire dancing. So there is a lot going on with that section. Anyway, but yeah, I'm obviously, I like the author because I like what she did with keeping her keys. So I haven't even finished the book as I mentioned, but I'm going to definitely recommend. Her name is Cindy Brennan. Let me get back to it. Cindy Brennan. That's the author of the book. And she wrote Keeping Her Keys. So if you have a passing interest, or there's just something that says, I'm watching this video and I keep hearing about Hekate and I was wondering, this is your sign. Because I think that's how she works for a lot of people. If you're not interested and you just like collecting knowledge, I think it's good to have this too. I don't know. I'm one of those witches. It may not be my thing. It may not be information that I keep, but I like to just, catalog it. I like to know things. I like to understand things. It's good for witchy conversations. It's good for when you're talking to people and they start talking about, their own experiences. You may not be full into it, but you get what they're talking about and you can follow it. And that's always a good thing, right? Being able to communicate. We all say that, I wish I had more witchy friends. I could talk to people who, were of like mind. Well, for you to be of like mind, low-key, you're going to have to probably expand your mind and maybe open up to things that are just not, what you think you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to be pushing that all 2022. Step out your comfort zone because I know I'm doing it. I've been doing it, but definitely get into, being open to understanding other concepts that maybe you were told to stay away from, or you think, or for those people, it's not for me. It's for whoever wants to look into that information, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. This live is probably a little shorter than usual, but that's all I have. If you are interested in kind of coming with me on my journey with Hekate, I'll be happy to share. Of course, y'all know me. I already have a book, a grimoire that I've dedicated to my studies that I do write in. And of course, I'll be using this. Keeping Her Keys, I got a lot of information there and I put it into there. By the way, my interest in dragon magic overlaps Hekate because the more I understand about her, I understand that dragons also and snakes and all that fits in with symbols for Hekate. So I do believe I'm on a journey that makes sense for me. And I say all this to say, like, I'm still very much a cottage witch, but I'm expanding. I learn more. I know a lot of witches like this. Like you could, if you want, you're a hoodoo witch, or is that the right phrasing? Or you practice hoodoo. And, but this is interesting to you, you're not changing who you are and all that you do. Your foundation, your base core of who you are as a witch, that's still there. It's okay to understand this as well. I'm harping on this because I'm seeing things online where I feel like there's this disconnect. A lot of people thinking this is a certain group's stuff, and it's not as potent as they're not saying it's not real, but it's not like the stuff that they do. It's okay. Oh, the shadow of the thing outside is throwing me off. Anyway, it's okay if you open yourself up to other things. That's all I'm saying. And just to recap, I cannot wait to use this seal. Stay tuned because I will be doing on Wednesday, I always try to do like a magical craft spell ritual or something. And Mondays, I try to do more like the talking videos, sit down talking videos. So Wednesdays, look for something. This is going to make a mark. This wild blueberry, can't wait to try this on one of my decadent dessert nights. This is interesting. I look forward to using this. I've been wanting to go on retreats and things like that recently. I saw somebody is doing like a spiritual retreat. If you know, it's I think it's the Witch's box. I'm not sure. I got to double check. I got the email on their email subscriber list, and I see they're doing something, and it's small. It's in California, so it's something I could drive to. It's just under 5 hours drive. I don't know, but you can have one room to yourself, but it's like $1,600. And then the other rooms are cheaper, but like you're bunking with people, and I don't have anybody to go with here. So, I don't know, but you know what? Another little dream of mine is to host a retreat. Wouldn't that be fun? A nice witchy retreat. I one day want to get to that point where I'm doing stuff like that. That's a dream. That's a dream. But anyway, so the cards that it came with, the goddess box. So we got the retreat journal and the evergreen forest bathe evergreen mist. So there's that. So this was the box, and of course the book. So I'm gonna get on with my day. I actually need to check out that that basil plant out there, and along with some other stuff. I'm trying to see if I can salvage anything from last time, or not. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm gonna invest in just purchasing some new flowers and plant some new herbs and things like that. Before you go, can you talk a little about your mentoring and subscription programs? Oh, well, thank you for asking, Tisha Clayton. Yes, so the subscriptions, okay, well, first there's YouTube here, membership, that's separate. So you can click on the join button, and I give a little short video that talks about that. However, joining my membership here at YouTube gets you a discount for my services. I don't think I talk about that enough. Gets you a discount. I have a coupon code, and those they can change. I can actually, sometimes I'll do specials and things like that where you'll get even like half off and stuff like that eventually. But anyway, leaptaken.com, I offer services. The mentoring services are mentoring level 1 and mentoring level 2. Mentoring level 1 is basically, honestly, whoever you are, whatever you're interested in, you make the decision on which mentoring level you want. But basically, mentoring level 1 is definitely for beginner witches, or witches who maybe have kind of been on the fence. You've been technically into witchcraft this whole time, but you've not done a spell, you haven't done any rituals, and you want to do it. You want to finally start getting into it, right? And you just need a cheerleader, you need a mentor, you need guidance, and helping build a practice a little bit more. We cover some of the basics, but we're not spending a lot of time on 101. I'm getting you there. The goal is to get you there. That's a 4-week mentorship program. Then there's mentor level 2, and that's a little bit more deep dive. That's going to be for lack of better words, advanced witches. Those you have been practicing. That's a great thing for those of us who might want a little bit more structure with their practice. They know how to cast spells. They do ritual work sometimes, maybe not consistently. However, they're lacking. I've been there, so I know. You're lacking something. Something's missing. It's not hitting the way it used to. And sometimes it's good to have a coach, a mentor, like I said, even a cheerleader, your advocate, to kind of help you stay on course. That's a 6-week mentorship program. We actually meet more than once a week as well. And I guide you through kind of getting more of that spirituality and adding some traditions to your practice that will help you grow and a little bit more. But it all starts with a reading. And I basically find out in both mentorship programs, level 1 and 2, where are you? And we have a conversation. We're going to talk first. Where are you? What do you want? And then for me to get to know you a little bit more, metaphysically, spiritually speaking, and understand more about the best path, we're going to sit down and have a reading to see where we should go. The subscriptions that I offer are going to be, it's basically, it's $12.99, and you're going to get custom readings based on full moon and new moon. And it's something, a nice little printout that you can keep for your book of shadows as well. And it basically gives you advice on what to do with that energy, astrologically speaking, with that particular moon phase. And it's customized. I'm creating that. I'm not picking it up from somebody's website. I'm sitting down and I'm customizing it, making it for you with your energy in mind. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for asking. Hi, Gemstones. Hello. Nice to see you here. But yeah, so that's what I offer. And yeah, so that's for now. I'm actually working on, I just did it this week, so I'm waiting to find out because I just kicked off leaptaking.com. And some of these companies want you to kind of exist for a few months at least. I'm trying to set up a payment plan like Sizzle or Afterpay and Klarna. I did go for Afterpay. But they actually told me that they wanted me to like basically exist for at least 90 days before they gave me that. So I'm getting there. That's the first quarter because I started in January. But yeah, so there's that. But I just did something for Sizzle and for Klarna. So we'll see. And hopefully that'll help you if, you didn't want to make that huge upfront for some of us, me included. You like to break out your payments. I also want to point out, I am open to, if you do need to do something like that, we can have that conversation. You can email me directly at mika@leaptaken.com if you're interested in something like that. I'm willing to work with people. I understand, you want to grow, you want to learn into your witchcraft. However, there might be some financial situations going on, and I am open to helping you. Again, it's mika@leaptaken.com. Just go ahead and send me an email letting me know what your situation is, and we'll see what we can work out. All right. Thank you again for asking that. But I'm going to go ahead and get going. I was actually straightening up that space over there. So I was serious about kind of destashing some of my witchy tools and supplies, or just reorganizing them in a way where I can kind of see exactly what I've had. Because getting these subscription boxes, I buy things. I found a local metaphysical store and I've been purchasing things from there, and it's easy to get to. And then just the things that I've kept over the years, I think I need to start organizing a little bit better. It's getting a little out of hand. And I'm actually running out of actual workspace on my working altar. So I want to fix that. So that's my plan. One of my plans for this weekend. And my Galentine's Day witchy edition tomorrow. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming here and for watching and supporting the channel. I love this. This is one of the highlights of the weekend for me. So I do appreciate it. But I'm going to go. Everybody have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you for watching. Oh, don't forget the whole YouTube thing. Like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. All right. Now I'm done. All right. Bye.